And thank you both for your partnership on so many important infrastructure questions or challenges in the West. In Coos Bay, the stakeholders are working to establish the first ship-to-rail container port on the U.S. West Coast, and you all have been serving as the point for the permitting process for the channel modification and for coordinating with other federal agencies on upgrading the terminal and modernizing the railroad line. This is an incredible opportunity to add to our ability to move freight in a cost-effective fashion that keeps trucks off the road and enables us in a growing interdependent world to get products to market, supply chains to be effective. And so I appreciate that very much, and I appreciate your operation and efforts on the hatcheries. When the dams were built, there was a promise made that these dams will be accompanied by efforts to make sure the fish runs continue. Those kind of go close to our heart and our soul in the West, so incredibly important. And of course, the dredging projects that involve various ports. So 3 questions that I'm going to get to here, a minute apiece, so it'll be kind of rapid fire. But first, it's been 3 years since I met with the Corps down at the Coal Rivers hatchery, and it became very clear that the biggest challenge there was the supply of clean water, and basically the answer was we need a pipeline that goes further up the river to bring in cleaner water. We need a better filtration system, and this hatchery supplies not only to the fish runs on the Rogue, but also on the Umpqua, also a whole series of lakes in terms of trout. Incredibly important. In those 3 years, we've gotten an electric line and 6 roofs. To me, that's a 1-year project. Meanwhile, we're nowhere close to getting the water supply, which is the critical, essential heart of the hatchery challenge, because they've had a number of losses of different groups of fish as a result of contaminated water. How can we expedite the completion of the renovation of this essential hatchery?
Senator Merkley, thank you for the question and understanding the rapid-fire request. I would just say we agree with you completely on the need to increase our U.S. port capacity for competitiveness in the 21st century. With regard to the fish hatchery questions that you raise, I will defer to General Graham on the details of the progress there, but I would just say that in my review of this issue, it's clear that there are a number of equities implicated, including hydropower and other interests in your state. And so I would just defer to General Graham on the complicated nature of this challenge.
So, Senator Merkley, again, thank you for that question. And we understand the challenges at Coal River. The design for that water treatment improvements that you spoke to is at 85%, as I checked yesterday. And the additional substation electrical work, the funding is on hand to do that for a 26 award. But when I talked to the Portland District about all of the fish hatcheries that we own, that others run, they're all, if I had to give them a letter grade, they are all about a C-, D+. And so the direction I gave the division command out there is we need to come up with a long-term capital reinvestment strategy in those hatcheries.
Thank you, and I'll just keep pressing, because this was the deal on the dams, that the hatcheries would be a very effective complementary component. And watching them deteriorate and in many places be unable to fulfill the responsibilities that they have is extremely disturbing. And it's not just an environmental issue, it's an economic issue for our commercial fisheries, for our sports fisheries, but just for our whole connection to the ecosystem in the West. So I'll keep pressing, and thank you. I just don't think it should take years to do new roofs and an electrical cable, and it shouldn't take forever to design, redesign. I mean, the 85% you refer to, the design work just seems to go on forever. And it's like one can always visit and revisit and revisit, is this the best design? But at some point you say, listen, this is a plan that enough people have looked at. Let's build the dam pipeline to get the water there. Let's put in a state-of-the-art filtration system and do it, and start spending the money on the implementation rather than one more design contract. That's my energy about this, my passion about this. There is report that was required in WRDA 2022 on a deauthorization of hydropower in the Willamette Valley system. The Portland District and Northwest Division have completed the report, but it's sitting somewhere and kind of echoes of my colleague across the aisle. Where is that report sitting? Is it sitting in OMB? Is it sitting at Army Corps headquarters? And it's very frustrating to see these reports completed and just nobody ever takes action to say, yeah, we'll actually issue it.
Senator Merkley, I'll take that one. It is important when we get you information that it speak for the entirety of the executive branch of government. With that said, I'm committed, and that may take longer than any of us would hope, but I'm committed to following the law and getting you the report that you referenced as quickly as we possibly can in coordination with our interagency partners.
Is it on headquarters desk or is it on OMB desk?
Senator Merkley, I don't know with the particular report that you're referencing where it is within the interagency, but it is important that the entire executive branch have the ability to speak and give you the right answer based on all the information that is needed to gather across the interagency, and we've got to be better at delivering that.
You'll get me an answer, though?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I'm over time, so just one sentence if the chair will bear with me. You don't have to respond. I'll follow up. But WRDA 2020 established provisions for a 15% set-aside of the Harbor Maintenance Trust Fund for emerging ports, of which we have 14 on the Oregon coast. That guidance that was required from 2020 has never been released. Let's get it released. Let's get that 15% doing the job that Congress said it's supposed to be doing. Thanks.